going to be making an autumn tree, just like the tree in Leaf Troubles by Jonathan Emmett. I hope you enjoyed the book and all of the beautiful pictures in the book that will help us create our artwork today. To start this project, you are going to need a pencil, a black crayon, marker, or color pencil, and a brown crayon, marker, or color pencil. To make our tree, we are going to practice tracing our hand again. Remember, tracing our hand is something that creates muscles by teaching us how to go slow and steady and take our time. I want you to take your hand and place it on top of your paper. My fingertips are near but not touching the top of the paper, and my wrist and arm are laying down on the paper. Our fingers are going to be traced and turned into branches, while our arm and wrist will be our tree trunk. I want you to take your pencil, and instead of holding it at an angle, we're going to hold it straight up and down and trace our arm starting at the bottom of the paper and all of our fingers going nice and slow. Take your time as you trace because I want it to come out neat. I am sliding the pencil along the edges of my fingers and staying in control. It's very important that the hand that you trace stays still and my fingers do not move around. I like to pretend that my hand is glued to the paper. Make sure to go all the way down. Now that I have my hand traced, I'm going to trace over it again with a black crayon, color pencil, or marker. Tracing over things in black will help them look neater and stand out, as well as build muscles in our hands. Try your best to stay on the line and go slowly. If some of your lines are a little wiggly, you can make them neater while you trace. Excellent. The bark on trees also create a texture. Texture means the way something looks or feels. When I think of the bark of a tree, I think of a rough surface. Do you see my table? There are lines that look like bark on a tree. Some of them are curved lines, while others are straight. We are going to do that on our tree by making some spiral lines and drawing lines going up and down. Your lines don't have to be perfect. The only rule is that they should not touch. These two lines did not cross or touch. They are next to another line. Now that I have traced my hand and gone over it in black and added some lines for texture, I am going to color my branches and my tree trunk brown. I'm going to fast forward through this part so that we can keep on going. Now that I have finished coloring in my tree trunk and branches, it's time for us to add some leaves. I'm going to be showing you all the different things you could use at home to add some leaves to your paper. But before we do that, let's go over some colors that we could use to add leaves. Do you remember what color leaves were in the book? Or maybe the colors that you've seen during the autumn season? Let's see if you can say the colors as I show them to you. Orange, purple, brown, red, green, and yellow. These are some of the colors you might see on trees during fall or autumn. If you've seen another color that I don't have here, that's okay. You can use that one too. I am going to show you how you can add leaves by using crayons first. I am going to put my crayon leaves up here. To make leaves, I can make many different circles by coloring them in. If you plan to use crayons for this project, you can also put them all around your tree and some on the floor like they have fallen to the ground. I'm going to pick a new color, and I can even overlap some colors. If I'm going to be using crayons, I want to make sure I put lots and lots of leaves on my tree to make it very colorful and exciting to look at. I'm taking my time and making sure I make lots and lots of different colored dots. Can you imagine how exciting this would look with all the leaves all around my tree? I think you get the idea of what I mean about using crayons to add leaves on your project. I'm going to put these crayons away and show you something else you could use if you would choose not to use crayon. The next material I'm going to show you includes using glue and some colored scrap paper. You can make your own colored paper by painting paper or coloring with crayon on paper and tearing it. You could use old magazines or if you have construction paper at home. What you would do is take your pieces of paper and tear them into small pieces to make different colored leaves. Make sure if you are tearing paper that you're not making a big mess all over your desk and your floor. Just rip a few pieces at once and then glue them. To glue them, you do not put glue all over your background because that's going to make it sticky. What you should do is pick up one piece at a time, rub it on a glue stick, and then stick it to your project. If you want to use more than one material, that's okay too. Maybe you want to include crayon and torn paper. When you use more than one material at a time, like paper and crayons, it's called mixed media. I am really loving the way this is coming out. Make sure if you are using paper, you are filling the leaves all the way around the tree, not just in one spot like I am. When you're done with your glue stick, make sure that you twist it all the way so the glue goes all the way down, and then cap it. The last demonstration that I'm going to show you is for those of you that want to paint but might not have any paint at home. For this, you are going to need some water, markers. I'm going to be using a Q-tip, but if you have a paintbrush, that's okay too. And I'm using the lid to a Tupperware that I do not use for food. If you don't have a lid like this that's plastic, you can use aluminum foil as well. To make our paint, we are going to use our washable markers. You can uncap your marker and color a spot on the lid. Next, you would take a Q-tip, dip it in water, and swirl it around on the ink that you've just put on the lid. See how it's on the Q-tip? You can now make polka dot leaves all around your tree. Get some more water, get some more color, and keep on going. This is a fun way to use paint without having to run to the store. To use a new color, you would uncap a new marker, color somewhere else, making sure not to color on top of water. Dip your Q-tip or paintbrush in water, and keep going. Don't forget, you can make it look like there are leaves falling on And maybe you want to draw Pip on the bottom, the little squirrel from our book. You can add whatever details you like to your project because this is your artwork and you are the artist. Remember, you don't have to use all 3 materials. You can use whatever you have at home. I hope you had a great time with this project, and I hope I taught you something new. And I also can't wait to see what yours looks like. I'll see you again soon. Bye!